Hey, spiritual warriors. Man, whew, I'm really excited to be here, and I am really excited to share this information with you that I have been receiving. I don't know about you, but I have been feeling the energies really, really strongly. Um, the energies around the new moon in Scorpio, the energies around just this portal of energy that has opened up. And I have received a lot of really potent information that I wanted to share with you this evening. So, the biggest theme, I guess you could say, that's been coming up really strong, and I know a lot of you have been feeling this, is around the shadow. So, I want to spend a little bit of time here just addressing the shadow, what the shadow is, and why it's so important for us to work with the shadow aspect of ourselves. So, really quick, and I know we hear about shadow work and maybe we think we know what it is or we have an idea of what it is. And to be quite honest, I thought I knew what it was and I thought I had an experience of it. And now experiencing what I have in the last couple of weeks, I feel like before this, I actually didn't know what it was, right? Or I actually didn't have this deeper experience of it. So, what the shadow is the parts of yourself, the pieces of yourself that you have compartmentalized and that you are afraid or unwilling to look at. And it's kind of like these pieces of yourself that you have set aside or divided from the whole, and because you have done that, those pieces actually drive you because they are actually, you're denying them. So subconsciously, they're actually driving the bus and they're actually creating your reality, which is a hard pill to swallow. I know for me, this is something that's very hard to contemplate on a daily basis, knowing that whatever I'm seeing in my outer reality that I don't want is actually something that I've created or that my subconscious has created to show me where I still need to look at within myself. Okay, so let me know if this is making sense. So, the shadow are the parts of yourself that you are still unwilling to look at, whether it's old emotions, and I'm going to get into this more as I share the information that I channeled, but it is whatever pieces of yourself that you have still not integrated, that you are not willing to feel. And that's really important because there's a difference here between looking at something and feeling it. So you kind of have denied that these parts of you are actually there. And because of that, they're actually running things, right? And that's why, and I'm going to get into this more, but the degree to which you are willing to look at your shadow is the degree to which you are willing to claim your power. And that's something that I actually channeled earlier that I'm going to get to in a little bit. But so that's really the rundown of what the shadow is. And now I really want to talk briefly about why this is such important work. Because until you are willing to look at the pieces of yourself that you've denied, you cannot make the changes that you want to make. Meaning, those parts of yourself will always be overriding the program, right? So, whatever healing you do, whatever stuff that you release, whatever new affirmations you make, whatever it is you want to create, if you have not looked at these shadow aspects of yourself, they will override the program of what you're trying to create. That's why it's imperative that we do this work right now. And what's so cool is that the energies of the collective and the energies astrologically are supporting it 100%. That's why it's so important. And I've mentioned this before that we ride the wave of that and we be willing to look at these parts of ourselves right now because they are going to be coming up in your face And I'm going to talk about that a little more when I get into what I've channeled about this. But you are going to be having multiple opportunities at every turn to look at your shadow. And what that's going to look like is maybe it's problems with your partner, right? Maybe it's some way you feel you've been treated unfairly in your job. Maybe it's your relationship with your parents. Maybe it's your relationship with your kids. Whatever it is, it's not about the other person. It's not about that thing outside of yourself. It's an opportunity to look at your shadow. It's an opportunity to look at those denied aspects of yourself that you have not been willing to go there yet. And now is the opportunity because the veil is thin. And I'm going to talk about this too, that the veil is thin, meaning that we have access to more information than ever because we're moving as a planet into higher vibrational frequencies. So you're going to have access to more and more information, and you are going to have access to consciousness on a higher level, and you're going to have access to understanding things on a deeper level. So that's why right now, if you allow yourself, if you're willing, and that's so important because sometimes you're willing to be willing, but you might not yet be willing. So we have to be radically honest with ourselves about that. But if you are willing, then right now you have the perfect opportunity to integrate a lot of these shadow aspects because you have access to wisdom and information that we did not have access to before because of the energies that are happening right now on the planet. You are more supported in healing these shadow aspects of yourself. Okay, super, super important. So, the other thing I really want to talk about is 5D consciousness and entering into higher states of consciousness and what that may look like. Okay, because we are all experiencing this right now, and we may be experiencing access to other dimensions of consciousness. We may be experiencing access to seeing things from a higher perspective. So, when we enter into these higher states of consciousness, when we access the 5D, the quantum field, right? And I talk about this a lot. If you've been following me, when we do breath work, we access the quantum field, 5D consciousness. This is where time and space doesn't exist. So, everything is happening simultaneously, right? And I want to tell you a little story because I've been hearing a lot about the convergence of timelines and the harmonic convergence. It was so weird. I woke up this morning and this word was on repeat in my mind: the harmonic convergence, the harmonic convergence, the harmonic convergence. And what I felt was this outpouring of energies and convergence of timelines, and us coming into this understanding that time and space are actually an illusion and everything is happening simultaneously. So this was the download I got, and I want to tell a little story to illustrate this so you can maybe start to see the ways that you are actually already experiencing this in your reality. So the other day I was walking with my husband and we were walking down 2nd Street in Philadelphia. I'm walking with the dog, and all of a sudden I felt like I shifted into like this other reality where it was 2001 and him and I, and we didn't know each other then, but we could have. We ran in the same circles. And it was like this alternate reality where it was 2001 and him and I knew each other and we were walking together. It was the wildest, weirdest thing ever, but I felt like I was in this like parallel reality for just a few moments, but it was almost like this weird deja vu, like glitch in the matrix type moment where I was like, whoa, what was that? And I want to invite you to start to notice those things happening in your life. Another thing that happened to me just today when I was going to pick up my kids, I usually pull over in this little spot to pick them up from the playground, and I put my flashers on. And I swear, right before I push the button, the hazard button, the flasher started going before I hit the button. And I was like, what is going on? Right? So it's like these little things that I keep noticing that make me realize that time and space is very malleable. And that is what is happening right now with these energies that are kind of crescendoing from the 1111 portal around the new moon. Oh, Roxy, you get them all the time. Awesome. I'm glad. And let me know, guys, if you have stories about this stuff because I would love to hear them because sometimes I'm like, am I going nuts here? But I know that I'm not. But I experience these glitches in the matrix all the time where I'm like, what was that? Where you have this understanding that time and space are malleable and that it's not really so hard and fast. And we have access to other dimensions of reality that we are told that we don't. And I'm going to get into reclaiming your power in a minute. But I want to invite you to notice these things, okay? Because this is part of raising into higher states of consciousness, becoming more aware of dimensions outside of this 3D reality and realizing that you are actually a very powerful multi-dimensional being. Okay. So I invite you to start to notice these things and just either write them down or share them in the group. I'm going to start sharing more of them in the group. If I can think of, if I think of another one while I'm talking, I'll add another one. But timeline convergence, this is huge. And this is something that's happening right now in this energetic portal because we are raising into higher frequencies and people are starting to wake up more and more. That is why it is so easy right now for you to move into higher states of consciousness as long as you're willing to do the work of looking at your shadow. Oh, Becca, you got them all the time. I think of someone and they reach out the next day. Yeah, totally. Oh, I know that stuff happens all the time. And it's important that we notice it, right? Because sometimes I feel like we've been programmed to think like, oh, whatever, it's just a coincidence. Like there's no coincidences. There's no coincidences and nothing is random. So it's really important to remember that and realize that you are this powerful being creating your reality, even the stuff you don't want. Okay. And when you can when you can take that power back and realize that, that's when the stuff really starts to unfold. Okay. So I want to talk about the shadow and the power and how the the amount that you're willing to do the shadow work is the amount that you're willing to claim your power. And these two kind of go hand in hand. So I want to go into now just starting to read what I've channeled from my guides. So for those of you who haven't heard me talk about this yet, I have been channeling a group of beings called the Council of Nine, and they're High Palladian Council, and I have deep Palladian connections. I've always been very drawn to them for about 20 years now. When I was 19, I was reading books about them. Like I definitely have a lot of Palladian DNA, and I came here with a specific mission to share their information and to raise the consciousness of the planet and help connect other people to their cosmic families. So I'm just going to read what I've channeled, and I asked them about what you all need to know about the energies of the new moon in Scorpio and of the next few weeks. Hi, Valeria. And in the next few weeks. Okay. So, what do you need to know? And I'm going to start reading it and then I'll kind of stop every few minutes and kind of explain. But if you have questions about anything or comments, please feel free in the chat. Okay. So, this is what they said. There is going to be a power struggle within each of us to hold on to the old perceived sense of safety, the old patterns and habits that make you feel secure. But my dear, this is an illusion. So they say my dear a lot. So what they're saying here is there's going to be a power struggle within each of us to hold on to certain things that we feel are safe, that we feel give us security. And in doing that, that's actually going to be detrimental in a sense to quickening our growth. And they're saying that this is actually an illusion. For safety only comes from within, from you claiming your true power and not giving it away. Where do you give away your power? You must ask yourself this potent question. What are you unconsciously agreeing to that is not in alignment with your soul's true calling? Where are you trading your sovereignty for safety and security? So that's really powerful, and I'm going to read it again because I don't want anyone to gloss over that. I'm feeling the energy in my body right now when I'm saying these words because this is so important right now. So I'm going to read that one more time. What are you unconsciously agreeing to that is not in alignment with your soul's true calling? Where are you trading your sovereignty for safety and security? So I think it's really important to ask yourself these questions. And you might not know the answer because, again, where are you unconscious? What are you unconsciously agreeing to, right? So it might take a little bit of digging, and we can talk about that more. Oh, Rochelle, yes, these are great questions. And I invite you to write them down or answer them as I go. And I could post this too when I'm done if you guys would like. The sooner you can say no, the quicker the transformation will occur. So they're saying the sooner you can say no to unconsciously agreeing to things where you're giving away your power, right? The quicker the transformation will occur. And what transformation is that, you ask? You cannot even imagine right now. Your inner and outer worlds are about to change drastically if you allow it. If you resist, you will find yourself in a sea of misgivings, roadblocks, perceived problems, lack of flow, like a dam stopping the flow of water. You will think the problems are outside of you, my partner, my kids, my job. But my dear, you have created it all. You have woven this beautiful fabric in order to look at the deepest depths of your soul. Whew. Okay. So basically what they're saying here is the more you resist the changes that are happening, the more problems you will see popping up in your life to give you the opportunity to look at these shadow aspects of yourself. So you might as well just stop resisting it and just go with it and ride the energetic wave of this, okay? And be willing. So when something comes up, like a problem, like the best example I always give is with my husband because he's my greatest teacher, but also triggers me the most. And it's so easy to say, oh, he's this, oh, he's that, oh, he's not enlightened, oh, he doesn't understand. But how can I look at it as why have I created this situation? What shadow aspect of myself do I need to look at that he's reflecting back to me? And that's what this time is asking you to do at every turn. Not just with the big stuff, but with everything. And say, why have I created this? What is this showing me about my shadow? What is this showing me about my subconscious? Yeah, it is hard. Gabriella saying no is the hard part. Yeah. It is not, this is not for the faint of heart. Okay, so now this next thing is really powerful. So I'm going to read this slowly. Where are you hiding? And where are you sacrificing your true identity in order to say yes to enslavement into something that isn't yours? I'm going to read that one more time because this one really got me. Where are you hiding? And where are you sacrificing your true identity in order to say yes to enslavement into something that isn't yours. So this is something that I've been processing a lot lately of where, first of all, where am I hiding from what I truly want and who I truly am, right? And that's such an important question to ask. But we all, in some way, have been programmed by society or whatever you want to call it to sacrifice our true identity for some semblance of, we're told we need safety, security. A lot of times growing up, you sacrifice a part of yourself to receive love because you had to act a certain way in your family so you could receive love. Right? So we've all been programmed to sacrifice some part of our true identity in order to receive love. And then it's almost like you become enslaved to that. Because if you want love, if you want connection, you can't be who you truly are. So that is the calling right now, to be able to deeply look at that. And it's not easy because I've been doing it for the last week. I've been doing major deep shadow work, and it can be painful, and it can be confronting, and it can feel overwhelming. But it's what the call is right now, because we are being asked to step up and step in to higher frequencies and higher states. And in order to do that, we need to be able to look at this energy that we're holding so we can transmute it or alchemize it into the light. So then they go on to say, my beloved, the time for that is done. So they're saying the time for being a slave to or giving up a piece of yourself for something is done. We can no longer do that. For now, we step into a new paradigm. Your power is beyond anything you are even aware of right now. And this gets me emotional because when I tune into this energy, it's like once you can release this and once you can go there, it's not even about releasing, it's just about going there. It's just about being willing to go there. You're able to see the power that lies underneath that and the power that you have as the creator. And once you can see how you have created all of this and integrate that, the power is it's bigger than we could have imagined, right? And that's what they're showing me. And this is the other really good part. And the amount you're willing to look at your shadow is the same amount of power that you're willing to claim. So that I'm going to read one more time because this one really got me. And the amount you're willing to look at your shadow is the same amount of power that you're willing to claim. So, yeah, that really got me because it's really almost like two sides of the same coin, right? The amount that you're really willing to go there is the amount that you're willing to claim that power that lies underneath. Because as you can integrate these fragmented aspects of yourself, that's when you can take back that full power of this is who I am, and you're claiming not only your power but yourself as the creator of your reality and your world, right? So that brings me back to those timeline convergences and those glitches in the matrix. Those are those little reminders that this is your world for you to create. There's nothing outside of yourself that is affecting you other than you. And that's hard to take in because it's so easy and it's so tempting to think that there's these other factors at play, right, that you don't have control over. And every time you allow yourself to think that, you give your power away. And that's something that's really hard for us to grasp at every turn. We can say it intellectually and we can understand it intellectually, but to put it into practice is hard because we are programmed to believe that there are all these factors outside of us beyond our control. And that's just not the case because you are the creator of your reality. And if there is something in your reality that you do not want, you actually did, but your subconscious wanted it. And it's a call, it's an invitation for you to look at that unconscious aspect of yourself, shine the light on it, and integrate it. That's all that it is. It's not like you don't have control. It's just that there's some piece of you that you haven't been willing to look at that created it so you could look at it. Okay, so let me know if this is making sense. Okay, so now I just want to get into the best way to align with these energies, and how you can kind of like ride the wave, like what I was saying, and why it's so easy right now to do this work. And I don't mean easy like it's just going to be easy, but I mean the energies are supporting it. Okay, the energies of the collective, the energies happening here on the earth are supporting it. So what my guides have been showing me, and this is for a while, is there's a lot of light code activations happening right now. And they actually guided me to create a light code activation meditation, which I share with my women in my metamorphosis community. But they're everyone is being activated right now. So there are dormant parts of your DNA, dormant codes within you that know where you came from and why you came. And those are being activated right now. So it's really important to do this work right now because, like I said, the energies are supporting it because those pieces of you are being activated. So it's going to be like this natural thing for you to release this old programming. And let me say one more thing about that. A lot of it isn't even yours. It's stuff that you've carried down through your ancestral line. It's stuff that you're carrying from past lives or from your parents or from your ancestry, right? It's not even yours. You're carrying it because you made an agreement to transmute it for the collective, because you dropped into this body at this specific time with the agreement that you were going to shift it. And that's what you're doing. That's why you're here right now. And now you have the opportunity to remember all of that, right? So that's what the energies are asking you to do right now, is to face that shadow so you can release it, integrate it, transmute it into light, and remember who you really are. I know, it's a lot. So how to best align with these energies is going deep into the shadow work. And there are a lot of ways to do that. Own Your Truth, the course that I'm teaching that's starting on Thursday, this is what we're going to be doing. I have been told by my guides that part of my mission on this planet is to help connect other people with their cosmic family and with their guides. And that's part of what I am doing now for people. So I've gotten together with Kylie and we are teaching this course that starts on Thursday, where we're going to guide you to face the shadow, do the work to transmute it and release it, and then connect you with your cosmic family and connect you with your soul's mission on this planet, why you came. That's the biggest thing that we're remembering right now, guys. And I know a lot of you have an idea about your purpose, but this is like a bigger idea. It's a deeper, it's a higher wisdom. It's a deeper access to knowledge that we now have available to us because of those timelines converging, because of us stepping into higher states of consciousness. We now have access to this information. So all I want to do is help you access this information. And in order to do that, we need to be able to look at the shadow. So it all kind of goes together. So let me know what questions you have about this. But the number one piece of advice that I can give you is look at everything that comes up for you. Look at everything. The littlest upset to being annoyed at your partner or thinking your family member is being rude or your kids being annoying, it's all showing you something. Every single thing. And it's hard, believe me, it's hard. But that's the biggest piece of advice that I can give you around working with the shadow is knowing that every single thing that happens is an opportunity. Okay? So let me know if you guys have any questions about this. If you would like to message me, please message me. I'd be happy to talk about this. This information has just been downloading, and I've been going through so much shadow work and going deep into the depths of my being, and really getting to the core of the shadow, the core of what I need to look at right now in order to get to that next level. And that's what you're all being invited to do, to get to that core of what is really holding you back, that deepest, darkest, shadowy piece of yourself. And it's not about denying that, it's about embracing it. Embracing it, shining the light on it, loving yourself anyway, and that's how you transmute it into light, right? And we do the work to transmute it. And in the course, we'll be using breath work, energy work, Akashic records, and the sacred space of community to transmute these energies, get to the core of what's really going on, connect you to your guides, connect you with your family, connect you with your soul's mission. So if you'd like to chat about that, message me. I put the information in the top right there. I forget what it's called, the title. I put the information there, but I would love to have you because I really, from the bottom of my heart, I just want to help everyone do this, and I want to help everyone get to that next level and remember why you're here and get to work because you came here to raise the consciousness of this planet. You came here to help the ascension of the planet, and it's time to get going. So thank you so much for being here. And this was so awesome. I'm going to be doing these once a month. So I haven't decided whether I'm going to be doing it for the new moon or the full moon. I definitely want to do another one on the 1221 portal, but I'm going to be doing these energy forecasts once a month. I was told by my guides that this is something that I need to do, is download the information and share it with you. So that's what I'm doing. That's going to be part of what I'm doing every month right here in Breathe to Succeed. And I will also email it out. So make sure you're on my email list at elisebreathes.com to get these updates once a month. So I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here. Please message me with questions, or if you want to talk about Own Your Truth, I'd be happy to speak with you. All right. Have a great night. Bye.